WWE Crown Jewel 2025 had concluded with one of the most shocking outcomes in recent memory. Seth Rollins had defeated Roman Reigns, leaving the Tribal Chief's dominance on the line shattered and the WWE Universe in a state of disbelief. Reigns, the unstoppable force of WWE, had been meticulously built as the head of the table, a man whose aura of invincibility commanded respect and fear alike. Yet on this night, Rollins emerged victorious, using a combination of resilience, strategy, and raw determination to claim the victory that few had predicted. The arena was electric. Fans erupted in a mixture of jubilation and awe, chanting Rollins' name as he celebrated in the ring. But amid the chaos and celebration, a sense of foreboding lingered. Roman Reigns, ever the master of controlled intensity, had been silent for several hours following his shocking loss. Until now, the Tribal Chief speaks. Breaking his silence for the first time since the Crown Jewel upset, Roman Reigns issued a message that sent chills through the WWE Universe. From an undisclosed location, Reigns appeared on WWE's digital platforms and live broadcasts with the composure and menace fans have come to associate with the Tribal Chief. His entrance was deliberate, quiet, and commanding, reflecting the calculated nature of a man who had spent years perfecting his persona as WWE's apex predator. Reigns began with a cold, measured tone. "Seth Rollins," he said, his voice low and unwavering. "Tonight, you walked away with a victory. You claimed a moment. You celebrated in front of thousands of fans thinking you had proven something. But understand this. What you saw tonight is not the end of the story. It's a warning." Immediately, fans sensed the weight of his words. This wasn't a moment of humility, regret, or defeat. It was a calculated response, dripping with menace and authority. Reigns' silence had not been an absence. It had been preparation. And now, the Tribal Chief was ready to unleash the psychological intensity that had defined his reign. Reflection on his dominance. Roman Reigns took a moment to reflect on his history, his reign, and the legacy he had built. He reminded the WWE Universe of the dominance he had maintained for years, the seemingly untouchable aura of the head of the table. Reigns spoke of the countless challengers he had overcome, the strategies he had meticulously implemented, and the sacrifices that had solidified his position at the top of WWE. "You think tonight changes who I am," Reigns continued, his eyes narrowing with intensity. "You think one loss erases years of dominance, years of calculated victories, and the fear I instilled in every opponent who dared stand in my path? One night does not erase a legacy. One night does not erase the Tribal Chief." The message resonated deeply with fans. Reigns wasn't simply reacting emotionally. He was asserting control, reminding everyone that his persona, his legacy, and his authority were far larger than a single defeat. A chilling warning to Seth Rollins. The most striking aspect of Reigns' message was the chilling warning directed squarely at Seth Rollins. Reigns made it clear that while Rollins may have claimed victory, the Tribal Chief's strategic mind had already begun plotting his next moves. "Rollins," Reigns said, his voice dropping even lower, almost a growl. "Enjoy tonight. Celebrate your so-called victory. Because when I rise again, and I will rise, you will find that every advantage you thought you had will vanish. Every opening you exploited tonight will become your weakness. And when that moment comes, you will understand why no one ever truly defeats Roman Reigns." The tone was unmistakable. This wasn't bravado. It was a calculated psychological attack. Reigns was leveraging fear, anticipation, and uncertainty, tools he had mastered over years of main event storytelling, to reassert dominance even in defeat. Addressing the WWE Universe, Reigns didn't limit his message to Seth Rollins. He spoke to the WWE Universe directly, acknowledging the shock and excitement of the fans while simultaneously reinforcing his aura of invincibility. "To the WWE Universe," he said, "tonight you witnessed something unexpected. But understand this. Roman Reigns is not defined by one match, one loss, or one moment of chaos. I am the Tribal Chief. I am the head of the table. And my story is far from over. Celebrate tonight if you wish, but remember, the apex predator always finds his path back to the top. The dual message of respect for the audience's reaction and dominance over his challengers was classic Roman Reigns' psychology. He reminded fans why they had feared, respected, and revered the tribal chief for years, and why his story was far from finished. Psychological warfare at its finest. What made this promo particularly effective was Reigns' use of psychological warfare. Rather than simply expressing anger or disappointment, he projected confidence, patience, and inevitability. He framed Rollins' victory as temporary, planting seeds of doubt in the challenger's mind and setting the stage for a revenge arc that fans would anticipate for months. Every word, pause, and gaze was deliberate. Reigns' message carried layers: acknowledgement of Rollins' win, assertion of his own dominance, and the creation of suspense and fear for future encounters. WWE fans quickly recognized that this promo was more than just a reaction. It was a masterclass in storytelling, strategy, and character work. Setting up the future. Reigns' chilling message served as a springboard for future storylines. The loss at Crown Jewel was not the end. It was the beginning of a new chapter in WWE's main event landscape. By framing the defeat as a temporary setback and hinting at strategic retaliation, Reigns ensured that anticipation for upcoming shows, pay-per-views, and promos would remain at fever pitch. Speculation among fans exploded online. Could Rollins withstand the tribal chief's wrath in upcoming rematches? Would Reigns employ cunning strategies, alliances, or psychological manipulation to regain his title? How would the Bloodline react to this unexpected setback? Every question added fuel to the WWE Universe's excitement. The audience reaction fans were captivated. Social media erupted with reactions, analysis, and speculation. Clips of Reigns' promo went viral, trending worldwide. Hashtags such as #TribalChiefRises, #Roman Reigns, and #Crown Jewel shock dominated platforms as fans debated the implications of Reigns' chilling words.